It's caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire.
How's it going, everyone? It's Acil Suede from Diabetic Aesthetics, and I'm really excited to be doing my first Q&A of the year. I can't believe I haven't done a single Q&A this entire year, but I figured I'd do it outside just because the weather is absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I wrote down all the questions you guys asked on my phone and the notes, so I'm gonna go ahead and read them off here. And thank you to everyone who submitted a question. I'm gonna be sure that I answer them in as much detail as possible. Anyways, let's get started. Question number one, is it safe for type 1 diabetics to take protein supplements such as whey protein before and after training? All right, so I get this question a lot on if it's okay to take whey protein as a type 1 diabetic. Yes, it's okay to take a whey protein, but you wanna watch out which whey protein supplement you take, because there's a lot of protein supplements out there that have unadded carbs and sugars, especially mass gainers, guys. If you're a type 1 diabetic, I would stay away from mass gainers because they're full of sugar that's just gonna spike your blood sugar through the roof. And yeah, whey protein, you wanna stick to something very high in protein, anywhere from like 25 grams and up per scoop of protein, and very low in carbs, so anywhere from like 1 to 3 grams of carbs per scoop. And then I typically have it to like 1 to 3 grams of fat per scoop. So yeah, pretty much overall very low carb, very low sugar, and high protein, low fat, and you should be all right. So question number two, do the chicks dig your muscles? Bro, is the sky blue? Hell yeah, chicks dig my muscles. No, but in all seriousness, guys, like when it comes to women with having like muscles and stuff, I think it can either go good or bad. Like you could be someone who's really fit, or you could have a lot of muscles, and you could totally come off as a tool bag or like some type of douchebag to girls. So, you know, you wanna, I think what's most important when it comes to being fit and having muscles and like attracting women is honestly how you present yourself and like how confident you are with your body. Like, you know, you got a good body, you're fit, act confident, you know, be nice. And I think, yeah, just all about how you present yourself to girls. But I don't know, that's just my opinion, that's just me. I don't know about you guys. Anyways, question number three, do you plan on traveling outside of the US and maybe planning on doing some subscriber sessions in the city you are in? Yes, yes, yes. Dude, thank you so much for asking this question. This is definitely something that I plan on doing. I want to travel. I love traveling. I love going to new places. I love being out of my comfort zone and just exploring. And that's something that I hope one day this YouTube channel will give me the opportunity to do. You know, you never know. I hope to just grow my audience someday and have just the luxury to travel all over the place like you see most YouTubers do. And my main priority would, yes, every city I'm in, everywhere I visit, is to host subscriber sessions, because at the end of the day, you guys are what make all this possible. Like what would a YouTuber be if you're making videos and you're not watching them, you're not supporting them? And that's why like some big YouTubers, when they're traveling everywhere, I don't understand why they don't ever host just subscriber sessions. I would totally do it. I wouldn't care if I get a good workout or not. It's literally just the main focus to meet you guys and to meet my supporters, people who have my back, people who believe in what I'm doing, support me 100%, and it's just gonna be awesome. You know, it's still surreal to me when anyone comes up to me and says, hey dude, I watch your YouTube channels, or I find motivation in your YouTube channel and all that stuff. But anyways, question number four, who is your favorite physique competitor, not YouTuber? Okay, my favorite physique competitor who's not a YouTuber would definitely have to, well, it used to be Steve Cook. I used to be obsessed with this dude's body. Like, this guy had the perfect physique, but honestly, Sadiq Hadzovic right now is looking nasty. Like, this guy's looking mean, and I think he might take the overall in Olympia. But obviously, come on, there's Jason Poston, which is he's a type 1 diabetic Olympia competitor, and he's competed the past few years. I think he's gotten like 2nd or 3rd place, but come on, I gotta support the type 1 diabetic guys. But he's looking in absolute phenomenal shape, and it's just really inspiring to see a type 1 diabetic like reaching as many people as possible as he is, and being at that top of the level in the Olympian stage. And just awesome. I wish him the best of luck. But yeah, it'd have to be like a tie, guys, with like Jason, Sadiq, and Steve, honestly. Question number 5, as you get deeper into the fitness industry, would you ever consider taking steroids even though you have type 1 diabetes? Great question, and my answer is hell no, I would never ever touch steroids. And the reason why I do this, guys, is like even with my type 1 diabetes, you know, for the most part, whatever I usually do in life, like especially with fitness and getting stronger in the gym, I always have to try twice as hard as most people. And you know what? I'm totally okay with that. And I like that. I like the challenge of being a natural lifter, slowly progressing your strength, slowly seeing your body change over time, and just looking back over the past like 2-3 years and seeing like a 10-pound difference, yet makes the absolute world of a difference. And I'm fine with that, guys. I'm in this for like a lifetime thing. It's not to have like my best physique at this point of my life because I'm on steroids, and then a few years down the road, even 10 years down the road, I don't look like that anymore because I'm on drugs and I'm cheating. You know, I could never do that to myself, and I couldn't lie to people and just take steroids just to get my name more out there and have a better body. You know, I'm in this for the long run. This is all about longevity. It's not a sprint. And yeah, I respect people who take steroids still. You know, and I respect their decision, and I respect people who don't take steroids, and that's just my personal opinion. I would never hop on this stuff, whether it's type 1 diabetes or not, by the way. It's not even just because of my type 1 diabetes and make it worse or not. It's literally just, I'm not about all that. Anyways, next question. Do you follow a strength program? If so, which one, and how have you been able to strengthen your squat? Okay, so obviously my training is based around strength and hypertrophy. If you guys notice when you watch my videos, my workout training videos, my first movement always starts with a compound lift, and it's usually always like strength training based. So I go a lot lower repetitions and a lot higher weight, and I'm really focusing on progressing, you know, either adding more weight on the bar or hitting an extra rep with a weight I used to struggle with, you know what I mean? So obviously I think it's important to have both strength and hypertrophy, because after my first movement, I move on to much more bodybuilding hypertrophy based workout, and that just has worked best for me, guys. Currently, I mix around the 531 Wendler program with my own programming. It's a lot different. It's not how it is like on paper you find online, and that definitely deserves its own separate video, but I've found really good results doing it my own way with that. And honestly, if you're looking to strengthen your squat, do like 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps, man, and focus on, make sure your form is dialed in, it's perfect, and focus, like I said, 3 to 5 sets on that 3 to 5 rep range, squat twice a week, and once you get to around like 5 solid reps of a few sets, then go add more weight on the bar, you know, go up in weight and just keep progressing, man, keep progressing with that, hit more reps, and like I said, do all that while maintaining good form, and you should be golden. And obviously train your squats with frequency, so do it 2-3 times a week. Question number 7. Okay, so this is a long one, but I figured that this is gonna help a lot of people, and I really wanted to make sure I answer this in my video. So what this question was is, how do you have a social life while being serious in this lifestyle? I find that I am super strict since I have goals that I want to reach the fastest and most optimal way possible. So I weigh everything out and have everything planned out every day. I won't go out with friends or leave early if I have a meal okay, wow, I butchered that. I won't go out with friends, or if I do, I leave early if I have a meal to eat, etc. How do you maintain and have friendships and still go out and eat? Or do you think it just isn't possible if you're trying to weigh out every single thing? Okay, I think this question is like really complicated, yet it honestly just deserves such a simple answer. So you're in this fitness lifestyle, you're doing what you do every day. It's a lifestyle. It's not just a thing where you're doing it for a few months or you're doing it for a year just to get the best body you possibly can. So don't like not go out with your friends, and don't not go out with friends have good stuff to eat just because you're always like counting macros and stuff, or you're considering every single carb, fat, and protein you're intaking. Unless you're like let's say a competition, right? You're seriously setting yourself up just for 3 months to be extremely strict on your diet and do something to where that can strengthen you mentally and physically, like a bodybuilding or a physique competition, then go for it. That's awesome. You know, build yourself mentally and physically as a better person. But if not, and you're doing this just for a lifestyle, for the majority of it, guys, I'm talking like 90-95% of this, you should be able to do anything. Literally, you should be able to go out with your friends, you should be able to enjoy the foods you love every day, and you could make it work. So that's exactly what I do. And as for like weighing everything out and like skipping or leaving early to go eat meals, you know, I practice flexible dieting. I don't need to do that. I sometimes I'll have 2 meals a day, sometimes I'll have 4 meals a day, sometimes I'll have 5 meals a day. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? So it's literally just getting to a calorie goal for me, and it's really not that serious. And I don't think you should treat it as a serious way like that. You know, I don't think you should be counting every single meal to the exact point and weighing it out and putting it in the fridge or something like that. It's all about having knowledge with this, being knowledgeable about your calories, being knowledgeable about how much you're eating while you're going out living your life. You know, that's literally the main key for that. So you know, I hope that kind of answered your question, man. Don't take this too serious. You can still get amazing results while being relaxed with it. Now, question number 8. What's your biggest fear and what's your scariest experience with diabetes? Okay, so my biggest fear ever. Now, this is not something you're gonna hear most people say, but obviously, me being a type 1 diabetic, most of you might not know, but I have 2 different shots of insulin. So my first one is my Humalog fast-acting insulin that I take every time I eat carbohydrates from my meals, you know what I mean? It's fast-acting. As soon as I eat carbs, I need insulin to balance it out, which is my Humalog. And then I have my Lantus insulin. So obviously in the nighttime, I need to take a certain amount of Lantus insulin so my blood sugar is stable throughout the night. It's not fast acting. So obviously I take a lot more of my Lantus. So I'll take like 18 units at night, right? So my biggest fear ever, by accident, mixing up my Lantus and Humalog at night. So like thinking maybe it's like dark or something, and like I thought I injected myself with like 18 units of Lantus insulin, but I actually did 18 units of Humalog insulin. That is my absolute biggest fear, guys. I actually had a dream about that once, and it was scary as hell because, I mean, if you took 18 units of Humalog insulin and you're really tired and you just went to sleep thinking it was Lantus, I mean, you probably wouldn't wake up, guys, as a type 1 diabetic, you know what I mean? You'd be done. Your life would be over. It's just right then and there. So obviously having type 1 diabetes, you know, is a serious thing, and it's kind of contradicting. Your lifeline of medicine, the thing you need to live, is actually extremely dangerous. You have to remember that. All right, your insulin, your lifeline is actually really dangerous. So you have to always keep that in mind. Watch out, always. So I always think about that, you know what I mean? So I'm always making sure, like double, triple checking to make sure. And yeah, my scariest experience with diabetes, I think one time when I ate a meal, and for some freaking reason, it was a long day, but I just couldn't remember if I took insulin or not for that meal. And it was a pretty big carbohydrate dense meal too. So I was like freaking out. I was like, what do I do? Do I take insulin? Do I not? Because if I already took my shot like 15, 20 minutes before I ate, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to take 2 shots. That would be crazy. And my blood sugar would just skyrocket down. So what I did though was just I waited like every 20 minutes I'd measure my blood sugar. I didn't take any insulin, right? Every 20 minutes I was measuring my blood sugar, making sure. And thank God I did take the shot of insulin, so I was all right. But yeah, all my scariest like incidents and like fears and stuff could be related with my type 1 diabetes. Question number 9: when bulking with so many carbs, are you increasing your long-lasting insulin? And with weightlifting at the gym, what other exercises do you do outside the gym? Okay, great question. So when I'm bulking, yes, my Lantus insulin is increased. When I'm cutting, it's a lot less. Like maybe I'll take like, it depends how deep into the cut and how much leaner I'm getting. In general, the leaner I get, the less insulin I have to take, just because I'm more insulin sensitive as I get leaner. But yeah, usually when I'm bulking, personally, for me, never copy my insulin dosages, but I take like around, depends, sometimes 16 to 18 units. Depends on when I worked out during the day. And when I'm cutting, it could be anywhere from like 10, maybe even 8 to 12 units, guys. But yeah, and with weightlifting at the gym, what other exercises do I do outside the gym? I used to love, like I said, I was swimming a lot, like 3 times a week before I came to school. But other than that, guys, I just lift at the gym, and I'm really active, you know, going to classes, running around everywhere. And, you know, I want to get into sports. A lot of my friends love basketball and everything, so I might just get into that and stuff. So yeah, next question: with all the stress that college is giving, how do you still manage to make gains? My situation is that I'm a part-time gym instructor as well as a college student. What is your number 1 advice to me? All right, so my number 1 advice to you, dude, is time management. You know, you have to organize your life. And before I even went to college, before I did this YouTube thing and really got serious with it, I was all over the place, man. You know, I just was terrible at time management. Don't ever procrastinate. That was my biggest problem. You know, tell yourself you're gonna do things and do it. And another huge tip that I can give you is, or at least what I do and what I've been doing the past like month or two, which has helped me an extreme amount, is as soon as I wake up, I have a book where I write down my goals by the end of the year, right? And then right after I write my goals, I'll write like a to-do list for the day. I'll put the date and what I have to do, and I'll just order it from what my most priority of what I have to do to like the least, you know what I mean? And I make sure before I go to sleep, I get all those stuff done. So like I said, just time management, and you can get anything done, man, no matter how much stuff you have to do. Either wake up earlier or sleep later, you know, as much as that sucks, but it is what it is. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Next question, what is the most helpful piece of equipment to make filming in the gym easier? So something that I seriously could not imagine myself doing YouTube without is this GorillaPod right now that I'm using. It's attached to this camera. I don't know how I'd film in the gym and make videos for you guys without this thing, and I don't know how I did it before because I got this thing like a year ago. But yeah, definitely the GorillaPod. Check it out if you make YouTube videos and you're usually filming by yourself like me at the gym. Really helps out. Next question, how many days per week do you train, and do you believe in 1 hour training results? Okay, so for the first part of this question, how many days per week do you train? I personally train 6 days a week, so I'm on a 6-day-a-week split. And for the next part of your question, you said, do you believe in 1 hour training results? I'm assuming you mean, can you just train and be at the gym for just 1 hour and get results? Yes, of course. If you're at the gym for over an hour, 15 minutes, an hour and a half, then you're doing something wrong. You know, your workout is definitely too long. You're doing too much unnecessary exercises that you don't need to be doing. And I do also believe in training even 3 days a week, 4 days a week at the gym, and still getting insane results. You don't have to train 6 days a week. I personally train 6 days a week because I freaking love training and lifting weights. I couldn't see myself not doing it 6 days a week just because I like it. It's like my sanctuary. Being at the gym and lifting weights is literally it's like my stress reliever of the day, and it just makes me who I am, you know what I mean? But you could totally make an amazing progress and get that body you want on literally training 3 days a week or 4 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever your preference is. That's why on my website I have 3-day-a-week splits and 4-day-a-week splits and 5-days-a-week splits and 6-day-a-week splits, because I believe you can make gains even as little as 3 days a week. So definitely check those out. But next question, what's your A1c? So my A1c range is usually around like 5.8 to like 6.2, you know, but when I'm cutting, it's usually down a lot more just because I'm not having as much carbohydrates. What has helped you increase your appetite over the years, especially when bulking? So honestly, I'm really good at kind of just mentally telling myself to eat the meal in front of me. Ever since I was a kid, I was like kind of chubby, and then I was like skinnier in my like middle school days / early high school days. But I just love food, man. When I was a kid, I would pound down food, seriously. So it just kind of stuck with me all my life, and it's easy for me to see a plate of food and just mentally tell myself I gotta eat the whole thing. And I was just always taught not to waste food, so you know, it's just easy for me. But I know your struggle sometimes, especially in college, when like it's almost the end of the day and I have like 2,000 calories to eat. There's no way I'm gonna eat like especially whole meals and stuff. So I recommend eating honestly like unhealthier things, you know what I mean? Maybe even fast food to get to your calorie goal. I know most people aren't gonna tell you, most fitness people aren't gonna tell you that, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get to your goal. So it's all right. Sometimes go higher in your fats, you know, lower in your carbs, but get to that calorie goal. So like easier stuff to eat, you know, peanut butter, a cheeseburger, stuff like that. You know, that's just my advice to you, especially if you're a hard gainer. Most people think you gotta eat extremely healthy, but nah, if you're a hard gainer, like eating 4,000 calories a day just to maintain your weight, then you gotta eat a little unhealthy, man, you know, you eat out a lot. So the last question I'll be answering in this Q&A, is it safe for diabetics to do intermittent fasting, and do the time of the meals even matter regarding to blood sugar control? So this is a really good question. So yes, it is safe for diabetics to do intermittent fasting. Just the only thing I would recommend is obviously when you first wake up in the morning, you should be checking your blood sugar. But let's say, you know, usually your usual routine is to wake up in the morning and prepare your breakfast and take your shot of insulin, you know, measure your blood sugar, take your shot of insulin and eat your breakfast, right? Obviously with intermittent fasting, you don't eat particularly for like the first 6 hours of the day. So what you want to do is still measure your blood sugar in the morning and correct for it. You know what I mean? Always, and if your blood sugar is like at 100, let's say, or like 90 in the morning, don't take any insulin, and then maybe for like the next hour, check your blood sugar again. It's obviously going to rise a little bit, and then correct. Maybe take 1 or 2 units. Obviously, do what you need to do for your body. I don't know. This is just like advice. But for the intermittent fasting, you're definitely going to have to be checking your blood sugar a lot more. Just know that. Now for the second part of the question, do the time of the meals even matter regarding to blood sugar control? Actually, yes, time of the meals can matter regarding blood sugar control. Like if you have 2 meals really close to each other, that can affect your blood sugar and it can cause it to spike, because if you take insulin for like 1 big meal, right, and then you wait an hour and a half, and then you want to eat another meal, and then you're taking insulin again on top of that, and you take the normal amount of dosage of insulin for the amount of carbs you're eating for the second meal, then your blood sugar is going to drop big time, because the closer of range of time, if you take 2 shots of insulin, the more your body's gonna be insulin sensitive. So always keep that in mind. That's why even like eating more bro-ish, like I used to when I didn't know anything in fitness and like about flexible dieting, my blood sugars were honestly worse, because eating 5, like 6 meals a day, smaller meals, would screw up my blood sugars, because I'd get low blood sugars a lot more. So that's why I prefer eating like 3 larger meals, you know? So yeah, that's gonna wrap up the Q&A, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna definitely be doing a lot more of these. I'll try to do these like maybe once a month, maybe even like twice a month. I just really definitely enjoy doing the Q&A. I don't know why this is the only one I've done all year, but yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do I even gotta tell you? Yeah, I do gotta tell you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, to go ahead, murder that like button, and click that subscribe. You don't want to miss out on any of the videos to come. Like I said, I'm uploading every other day, trying to give you guys a lot of entertaining, helpful, motivating, inspiring content, and I just want to thank you all for watching my videos and always supporting. You guys mean the world to me, and seriously, thank you so much, and hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, click the like button, subscribe, comment down below if you want me to elaborate on any more of the questions that I just asked, and comment on anything, man. I love hearing you guys' opinions on everything, and I'll see you guys in the next video.